There is an unspoken treaty in Texas. We walk down to the mailbox in our flip-flops, and we back our trucks down the boat ramp without a second thought. We honestly believe that as long as we stick to the pavement, the wild will stay in the movies. But nature never signed that contract. Last week, a driveway just like yours became a hunting ground. The boundary between the wilderness and our backyards is completely gone. Today, we are ranking 11 predators sharing our towns, not by their venom, but by how close they are right now while you ignore them. Hit subscribe, because what you cannot see might already be watching you. Number 11. The invisible lurker. Let us start right at the edge of your property line with a creature that is watching you far more often than you think. Texas has 254 counties, and the bobcat lives in every single one of them. They are absolute masters of navigating the concrete jungle, turning ordinary suburban hedges and drainage ditches into their personal highway system. Yet most people will go a lifetime without ever seeing one. That is exactly how they want it. But here is where the denial kicks in. You are sitting on your back porch in the evening, and you hear a soft thud on the roof. Or maybe you catch a glimpse of a heavy golden brown shape slipping over your privacy fence. What do you tell yourself? You say it was probably just the neighbor's Maine Coon or a large stray cat. We do that to stay comfortable. We deny the reality because accepting that a 25-pound apex predator is balancing on our backyard fence is a little too much to handle. Bobcats rarely bother humans, but they are not there for you. They are eyeing your bird feeders, your chicken coops, and yes, those small family pets left out on the patio after dark. Number 10. The midnight poacher. If the bobcat is a ghost, the coyote is a brazen squatter. These animals have moved straight into the heart of major metro areas like Houston, Dallas, and Austin. They are not just surviving in our cities, they are thriving. They have learned how to read traffic patterns, they navigate our golf courses at night, and they even know how to avoid backyard security cameras. Yet, when one trots across the street under a street lamp, our minds immediately try to protect us from the truth. We call them stray dogs. We tell ourselves someone's German Shepherd mix got loose again because admitting that a wild, pack-hunting carnivore is patrolling the neighborhood sidewalk feels wrong. But that high-pitched yipping and howling you hear at 2 in the morning is not coming from some distant romantic desert canyon. It is echoing from the tree line right behind your local Walmart. They are opportunistic hunters, and they do not care about urban boundaries. When the sun goes down, the suburbs become their hunting grounds. And everything from your trash cans to your small pets becomes fair game. Number 9. The biting leaf. Moving down from the fences and right under our boots, we find the masters of camouflage. The copperhead is a snake you have probably walked past a dozen times this year without even knowing it. Their hourglass markings blend so perfectly into fallen oak leaves that they practically become invisible. But here is the thing about copperheads that catches people off guard. Unlike other snakes that slither away when they hear you coming, a copperhead will freeze. It trusts its camouflage completely and chooses to sit perfectly still. Most folks get bitten because they simply did not look close enough. Think about those weekend mornings when you head out to clear some brush, clean up the flower beds, or grab a few logs for the fire pit. You reach down without your heavy work gloves, confident that your yard is perfectly safe. That split second of carelessness is exactly when they strike. Number 8. The swamp shadow. Further down by the water, we encounter a threat that ruins many good fishing trips. The cottonmouth, or water moccasin, is a heavy-bodied pit viper with a unique ability. Thanks to air sacs in its lungs, it can swim completely buoyant on top of the water, looking like a dark ribbon. When threatened, it stands its ground and flashes the inside of its mouth, which is white as cotton. But our stubborn denial loves to play tricks on us at the lake. You are sitting on the dock or casting a line from your boat, and you notice a dark shape floating near the reeds. You shrug it off and tell yourself it is just a piece of old driftwood drifting with the current. We say that because we want to keep fishing in peace. But driftwood does not swim upstream, and it certainly does not head straight toward your boat. Number 7. The rule breaker. Finally, we have the most dangerous snake in Texas, responsible for more severe bites and hospital visits than any other. The western diamondback rattlesnake is legendary, but the rules of engagement have changed. For generations, we relied on that iconic, buzzing rattle to warn us to back off. But due to evolutionary pressure from humans and feral hogs, Many rattlesnakes have stopped rattling entirely. They stay completely silent to avoid being spotted and crushed. They will just strike without a single warning sound. This is a crucial reminder for anyone who loves a casual evening stroll down a country lane or through the neighborhood park. Slipping into a comfortable pair of shorts and sneakers for a walk might feel great in the Texas heat, but stepping off the paved path into the high grass without looking is an open invitation for a silent disaster. Number 6. The Tiny Fury. Now we are moving into a category where the old rules of the Texas landscape simply do not apply anymore. Let us talk about a threat that is small but incredibly fierce. The Africanized honeybee, famously known as the killer bee, was created through crossbreeding and accidentally escaped into the wild, completely overtaking South Texas. They look identical to normal, gentle honeybees, but their behavior is completely different. They guard their hives with a massive radius of aggression. For those of us who enjoy spending a weekend fixing up the property, checking on old rusty fence posts, or opening up a water meter box that has been sitting untouched for months, this is a massive gamble. These spots are prime real estate for killer bees. All it takes is the loud vibration of your lawnmower or weed eater to trigger the entire hive. Unlike regular bees that stop chasing you after a short distance, these things will swarm by the thousands and hunt you down for over a quarter of a mile. Number 5. The Silent Return. While we look out for the small threats, a massive native Texan is quietly reclaiming its old territory. For a long time, black bears were hunted out of the state, but they are currently making a massive comeback, crossing over the borders from Mexico and moving into both East and West Texas. This is where our stubborn denial really shows. People constantly say that Texas does not have bears, and that they only belong in places like Alaska or Montana. Because of that mindset, folks are totally unprepared. They leave their trash cans unlocked right outside the garage, or leave deer corn piled up in the open. A hungry black bear will always take the easiest meal available. When you mix a massive wild animal with zero fear of residential spaces and a neighborhood full of unsecured food, a peaceful evening walk can turn dangerous very quickly. Number 4. The Destructive Army. Our next creature is an absolute ecological nightmare. There are nearly 3 million feral hogs roaming Texas right now, causing over $500 million in damage every single year. These beasts are actually the direct descendants of domestic pigs brought over by Spanish explorers centuries ago. They have completely adapted to the wild, growing huge, tough, and extremely smart. They travel in massive family groups called sounders, and they will completely destroy a beautifully manicured yard or an entire crop overnight. They possess razor-sharp tusks and an incredibly foul temper. While they usually prefer to avoid people, they will absolutely not back down if you surprise them, especially a mother protecting her young. They do not care about your property lines, and they will charge straight at you if they feel cornered. Number 3. The Hunting Memory. Now we enter the realm of the true apex predators. Texas has a long history of treating the mountain lion as a mere varmint, allowing unregulated hunting for generations. It was only recently, at the very end of 2025, that the state finally started tightening conservation rules on them. Most folks think these big cats only exist in the rugged, rocky desert canyons of West Texas. We treat them like a distant memory, a myth from old Western movies. But the instinct of a solitary hunter has driven them to follow river corridors right into central Texas, dangerously close to cattle ranches and growing communities. You will almost never see a mountain lion when you are out hiking or checking your fence lines. They are ghosts in the shadows. But you will know they are there when you look down and see a fresh, heavy paw print pressed right over your own boot tracks from the day before. Number 2. The Freshwater Nightmare. Moving from the hills to the waterways, we run into a creature that shatters every rule we think we know about safety. Unlike the famous great white, the bull shark possesses unique kidneys that allow it to adapt perfectly to fresh water. They can swim hundreds of miles upstream away from the ocean. In fact, large bull sharks have been documented deep inside the Trinity River, dozens of miles away from Galveston Bay. Our minds love to play tricks on us here. You take the grandkids down to the river for a swim on a hot afternoon, or you go out crowing a kayak, and you tell yourself that sharks only belong in the deep blue ocean. You look at the murky, brown freshwater and assume you are completely safe. But nature does not care about human logic, and that quiet river bend might hold a salty surprise. Number 1. The King of East Texas. At the absolute top of our list is the undisputed king of the Texas wetlands. There are over 500,000 American alligators living in the Lone Star State. Literally any body of water from Houston moving east, whether it is a neighborhood retention pond, a bayou, or a water hazard on a golf course, can easily hide a 10-foot alligator. This is the absolute peak of human denial. Suburb residents often give these massive reptiles cute nicknames like Old George, treating them like a friendly neighborhood pet or a lawn ornament. The real danger starts when people, especially tourists or folks new to the state, start tossing marshmallows or bait to them. This completely rewires the alligator's brain to associate humans with a free meal. Once a prehistoric predator loses its natural fear of man, a terrible tragedy is just a matter of time. Naming these 11 creatures is not about locking our doors or living in fear. Texans have never lived that way. It is about understanding that we share this beautiful land with wildlife that was here long before the first pavement was laid. True peace comes from respect, not denial. So next time you walk out to your mailbox or back your boat into the misty water, keep your eyes open and listen to the wind. Have you ever crossed paths with these predators? Leave your story below to teach the younger generation. Hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.